the woods here indeed, John. Yes, John, all copy there. As I say, you're 5 and 9 plus. John, I'm using about 80 watts. About 80 watts is all I'm putting out here on a half-size G5 RV, would you believe it? You can see me there on QRZ. Simple enough setup there, John, but I'm having good fun with it and I really enjoy it there. I'm kind of in a built-up area, so I can't really run high power. I don't want to risk it, and I want to be, low enough profile with the antenna. So it serves its purpose. I can work Europe and would you believe it? I've reached China on this, and down to Brazil also. Would you believe it? Down to Brazil and almost worked Chile the other night as well. So doing very well. So fine on the Irish contacts, fine on good old Waterford there, and. The capital of the southeast, as we say, John, Waterford, a very developing city now. There's a lot going on, as you probably know. Big developments going on, what we call the North Wharf there, which is say on the north side of the river there. There's a massive development going on there. We badly need that, but we've a lot going there with the coast, as you know, the Greenway. And we have the Mount Congreve estate, gets lots of tourism. Shopping needs to be developed a little bit in the city though here, John. That's the only thing, slightly lacking in the city centre. But we have our famous Viking Quarter, which is very interesting. And a lot of tourists come there. And there's a lot of history in Waterford, Ireland's oldest city, as you probably know. So you're doing very well in Belgium there, John, as I say. I have your details there, all right, and and in Ham, isn't that quite amazing now, all right? I'm trying to hold the microphone and just look at the phone here at the same time. Of course, if I had my PC set up properly here, I could free up things a little bit. But you're doing very, very well indeed there, John, and I see on your tricycle there as well. Very, 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 very good stuff indeed, John. So listen, really appreciate you coming back. Oh yeah, I have your photograph up here then as well, John. Yeah, some similarities indeed to myself, John. Hi. So back to you there. Hopefully you're copying me fine, and thank you for the 5 and 9 plus report I think you gave me. So Oscar November 8, Echo India. This is EI2CTB.
Yeah, very good, Aidan. All copied 100%. 10 over 9. Well, like yourself, you're beside me here in the shack, and I'm just looking at that mixer now. I can't zoom in on it, but is it a Soundcraft, over?
Roger. Hi. 100% correct. It is Soundcraft.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I dabbled in. Many years ago, the clandestine radio stations in Ireland, over?
Oh, very good indeed. Right, interesting. Yes, you were involved. Yeah, I had an interest. I wasn't involved officially, but had a great interest in that scene. Lots of monitoring and trying to visit sites and look at the gear. This is Soundcraft SAC 200 that I have, which did come from a broadcaster. And it's actually not powered up at the moment. I need to do something with the power supply, but I might run the HF through it, and that's the setup here. All right, I have a thing about PPM meters there. Hi. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, Roger. Okay. Well, I'm actually making a recording of you, and I'll post it on my YouTube channel a little later, unless you have an objection, and you can hear what you sound like. But you sound terrific. Now, my radio is a little bit different than your one. It's a little tiny little radio, and it's just running on software, over.
All right, you're running SDR, John. Yeah, I don't have SDR really. Well, I have a dongle, all right, but I need to do something better with it. Get some kind of a ballam or something there. Would you believe it? Not to diversify too much. I'll go on YouTube. I'll check that out. That would be fantastic. But what I'm interested in, I've just been looking at it there at the moment, is do you know this that G90 HF radio, 20 watts? Is it the X? I can't pronounce this now. It's X-ray India Echo Golf Uniform. The Exigu maybe G90. I was thinking of buying one of those, John. Don't know if you know anything about it or not, but going portable maybe, or a bit of QRP appeals to me, and maybe something like that. But other than that, no real experience of SDR. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I have a pal of mine in Carlow. Now, I wonder, do you ever listen to the Kiwi SDRs? But he's the owner of the Emerald SDRs in Carlow. Do you ever listen on those Kiwis, over?
Negative, John.
Yeah, okay. Well, what I do if your details are up to date, your email, I'll send you an email, and I'll send you his details, and you can contact him. He has the Zygu, and I'll also send you a link to the Kiwis of the world. Over.
Roger. Okay, John. Yeah, send that on. So I think the email active there. I think it is. I think you should pick it up on QRZ there. If you send me something there, I can follow that on, John. That would be very, very good there indeed. Yeah, I'm really chuffed on the report there. All right. I generally get good reports on the audio, John. Believe it or not, on this ICOM IC735. This thing is about 30 years old, but you know what? It serves me very, very well indeed. So it does. I was thinking of upgrading, and I'm flipping around. I don't know. I was going to look at an ST991 the EI2, and then I was looking at the ICOM, is it the 7300, maybe that as well, and backed off all those, and now I'm gone looking at it again. Will I go QRP maybe and just hold on to this HF radio? It works very well, you know, it really works very well, but I know there are some advantages to SDR, all right, John, and I probably should explore those and tease them out and get the benefits of that. So fine indeed, John. So I wonder, from your experience there, were you involved? You mentioned the other thing there a few years ago, read the mixer, etc. Any involvement in something in the southeast, or were you kind of southwest area, or was it kind of medium wave stuff or FM? Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, it was medium wave and FM, and some of my pals, they even had shortwave. But that's many years ago. That's back in about 1983. Over.
Roger, indeed. Yes, there was quite a bit of activity then, all right, wasn't there? Yeah, there was indeed. Actually, I just read a book some time ago. I can't think of the name, but somebody wrote a book about all that activity and all those stations around the place, particularly Dublin, where there was an awful lot of them, and the various experiences that they had. And what's quite amazing is quite a number of the broadcasters who are on modern day commercial radio, the licensed stations, their background was quite interesting. They all came from there. So it certainly was alive, wasn't it, at that time? And even the local commercial radio station here, Whiskey Romeo, Whiskey Lima Radio, I beg your pardon. They had origins in that line as well, and you may or know one or two people there. We had a very famous technician here, and his Christian name began with Echo. You probably know him there, of Italian origin originally, and quite a genius. I think he's still in the scene in the background there as well. So I wonder if you ever come across him, John. I won't elaborate anymore, but if you know who I'm talking about, you'll know who I'm talking about. So back to you, John. Glad to hear the report is still good, and I hope everything is good in Belgium. Haven't been, but perhaps we'll try and make it someday. Take it away, John. ONAZI. This is EI2CTB.
Yeah, Roger, and that person that you mentioned, I won't elaborate, but he's great at fixing things. He lives out in the country in a nice house. Would I be right, over?
Roger, he has moved out from the city there, correct?
Yeah, Roger, and then he's involved with something that you look up and see moving in the sky, over?
Roger, NDBs, I think, also would be part of his brief at the moment there, go.
Yeah, no, he's a tremendous guy. I know a guy that had a problem with an amp, and he brought it down, and it was brought back to life, over.
Fine indeed, yeah, he is a real genius, all right, a very clever guy, and all self-taught, which is fantastic, and fair play to him. Don't hear much now at all. He may be operating on HF now, I really don't know. Very seldom hear him there. Just called into the IRTS news a few moments ago on 40 meters, 7.123, and quite a number of EIs are still active around the place there, John, which is very, very interesting indeed. Normally I go cycling on a Sunday morning, don't get the opportunity, but I was able to call in this morning, which was very, very good indeed. The other mixer I have here, just if you're interested as well, I bought this one as well, from also a broadcaster there. It's a Yamaha digital audio mixer there. It's about 24 channels. 02R, Yamaha 02R, very original digital mixer, and I use that for a bit of meshing as well there, John, also as well. do a little dabbling around with video cameras and a little bit of audio mixing, a bit of software there, and messing around. John, I won't hold it there. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea and a wee bit of lunch there. But I really appreciate you coming back. I'm glad to know that I'm making it good over there. It's not a huge distance in, but I generally get a good signal into Europe, all right, North and South Europe there. And yesterday I walked a special event station there, German station operating Sugar Mike 5, I think, on some island up off Sweden, which was very interesting indeed. Okay, John, send me on the information and I'll go on YouTube later on, and I presume I'll put in your call sign, I'll find you. I'll be very interested to play this back and just to hear what it is like. But I enjoyed the little chat, John, and I could talk to you forever, I would say, because we would have a lot of common stuff there, all right. I was involved there in the communications business there with I've just retired, in fact, John, from a big communications company beginning with 3 letters. First letter is Echo. Worked with them for a long time on a whole range of stuff. So I've retired from them. So that's my background. And originally I joined the Papa August Tango. Papa August Tango was my first job. So there you go, John. But not involved in the other business in the early days. Just knew about it, but wasn't involved there. So you can join those dots. Right, John, signing off. Appreciate you coming back. Great signal, and your 400 watts is doing very well indeed. So back to you for the final. Oscar November 8, Echo India, which I love. Echo India 2, Charlie Tango Bravo.
Yeah, Roger, on that, Aidan, terrific copy. And just out of curiosity, with the Papa August Tango, were you driving around in a Renault 4 van, over?
Roger. I had one at one stage, yeah. That was called a lineman's van, and those guys used to do faults. And I was pretty much inside as a technician, a trainee inside. I did a lot of internal installations, John, but sometimes if a storm came on, they needed extra manpower. You got kitted up there, up to the store, get yourself a ladder, and they found a Renault 4 for you. And flying around the country there, clearing the faults. Of course, everything was copper then, copper lines, and the open lines were a menace as regards the lightning, John, as you could appreciate, and the fuses would blow. That's what would happen there. Mainly the fuses went if the line got a blast. But I remember anyway being pulled out of where I was, sent off in the van, and once you did a basic course on climbing the pole and tying on tying the belt around, off you went. But I had great fun there, and they were a lovely little van. And I used to fit phones back in those days as well for a little bit. An old black rotary dial phone called 100D, would you believe it? They were mainly black as standard, John, and some so-called people felt that black phone wasn't good enough. They wanted the ivory one, high, and that was the posh phone. But there you go, John. How far away it comes. Back to you from EI2CTB.
Yeah, a little bit of QSB on that one, but just a quick one before you go to your lunch. My lunch will follow probably in about maybe an hour. We eat late on a Sunday, and then after that I'll go out cycling with my son. And well done on pronunciating tricycle. So that's well done on that. Okay, out of curiosity, did you ever work up in Dublin? Over.
A negative, John. No, always based in the southeast.
Yeah, no, I had a good pal of mine, Eddie Dunn. Now, he was notorious in Dublin, but I don't suppose, and there's hundreds of people that were working there then. But did you ever come across an Eddie Dunn? He was quite well famous, over.
Negative, John. No, the name does not mean anything to me. I don't know. With 17,000 people back in the 80s, would you believe it? Late 70s, early 80s, 17,000 plus.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, well, I'd say if you were in Dublin, you would have. I won't say crossed swords with him, because he could be guilty of that, but you would have met up. But great to hear you, Aidan, for the first time, and hopefully we'll talk many more times. I'll send that email now, and I'll send you the details of excuse me, of my pal in Carlow. Enjoy your retirement, and may you have many years of pleasant retirement, Aidan. So back to you for a final. Echo India 2, Charlie Tango Bravo, Oscar November 8, Echo India. And there's lots of things you can do with software, as you know, to tidy up the RX audio of your radio, if that's what you would like. So take care, Aidan. Till the next time. Over.
Roger, John, from EI2CTB in Southeast Ireland, city of Waterford. Yes, John, indeed. Likewise, if you hear me, please come in and say hello there. I pop up from time to time, and if I hear you, John, I'll certainly give you a shout there, because we'll always have something interesting to talk about. I like you. You have a good interest in kind of radio and the history of radio, and when you copped onto the Soundcraft there, the SAC 200, I said, hi, this man knows his stuff indeed. I still like the old analog mixer boards, would you believe it? There's something about them. I just love switches and knobs and pots and all of that. Right, John, I better go there. And finally, you're cycling. I normally go cycling myself with a couple of guys on a Sunday morning, and I would normally be, that's where I should be today. But it's off today because it's WX, a bit cloudy, and the lads said, no, we won't do it. So hence a little bit of time for radio, but I normally do go cycling. Okay, I better go. I'm going to pull the plug. This is my final. I'm going QRT after this. Listen for your final and stay in 7 trees, and we look forward to talking again, John. I really enjoyed the chat. Okay, this is Echo India 2, Charlie Tango Bravo, signing off now with Oscar November 8, Echo India. 7 trees, John. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye, Aidan. Till the next time. EI2CTB ON80I. Bye-bye from Belgium. Over.
7 trees from Waterford City, Ireland. Bye-bye.